Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hollywood Matt Connolly with the double biceps. It is in the contract a legal requirement every single time we're here on camera. Look at that double bicep split there. Very proud of that for myself. But yeah, so it is.
It's a good day.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a good day when you've got the double split bicep, and it appears as part of the contract.
I don't. We recorded yesterday, and there wasn't a split.
There wasn't because I didn't have a 3XL small shirt on.
Ah, right. That's the key.
It's a smaller shirt as the days go on. But Daily Combat Podcast. This is the co-founder, co-host, co-wearer of clothes, co-breather of air in this very room. It is, in fact, the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year Award for many, many years in a row. Apart from the early 90s, we did lose it to Vince Colosimo and Vince Ronaldo, the famous hairdresser. Hopefully we'll get him on the show one day. That'd be amazing.
It would be. But today,
it's not about Hairdressers Day. Stop bringing it up.
We will talk hair care regimes as the podcast goes on, though, Gary. So
it is Dave Stockbridge,
that's me.
And Dave has a very important guest that we have on the show today.
Indeed, one that perhaps Matt's not brave enough to attempt.
I'd love to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, who we have with us today is Gary Neugebauer. Now, Gary is fighting at DFC 16, which is also Apex Sports Fest 3. It's the title fight that everybody's waiting for. It's for the light heavyweight championship. One of these two gentlemen entering the cage will walk away with the belt around their waist. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Neugebauer. Gary, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, gents. Really appreciate it.
So, Gary, we had Rich Warner on, who's he's the DFC doyen. He's the man behind the mic. He's got all the special comments and knows all the background stories. But the deeper he dug, the less information he could find about you. There was more on the surface than there was as he delved deeper within the Gary Neugebauer story. And so you very much present as our man of mystery on the card at DFC 16. So, Gary, perhaps enlighten us. Why are you the man of mystery in MMA in 2023? Why cannot we not find anything out about you? Is this indeed the first time you've appeared in public and on a podcast of any kind?
Like the Stig.
Yeah. Are you normally wearing gear? Are you the tism of MMA?
Cloud of smoke. Just a question.
So first thing is I listened to that episode and enjoyed it, had a good laugh. So I'm not 2-0. I'm 1-0.
You're 1-0.
I'm 1-0. And
wow.
and
Matt's
that,
Yeah,
so
I'll tell people as many as you like, Gary.
yeah. No, I'm happy.
1-0.
Yeah,
that's the record.
Yeah.
So
That's
even
correct.
the information that's out there is misinformation.
Ooh.
It's leading people down the wrong rabbit hole.
And yeah, I don't know if that was just put out there to potentially get the fight in, but I don't know how that was misconstrued, but 1-0.
1-0, and tell us about that victory and how did that all come about?
Yeah, so that was a fight on Silverback Promotions, which was kind of, they typically do Muay Thai, K1 kind of fights, and this was their first MMA show. And fought another light heavyweight from Canberra, and lasted all of about 60 seconds. So it was just a takedown and rear naked choke. So hence why there's nothing on Tapology or any kind of video footage out there that hasn't been attempted to be removed by me or anyone else. I'm not avoiding anything or hiding anything. It's just is what it is in terms of I guess being pretty new to the sport and new to a fairly new card as well that I fought on.
Well, there was some speculation that perhaps there was an ESPN deal and they'd bought the right information to scrub on the internet as they know. So, well, we can put that rumor to bed. So that's
he won too quickly. That's what it was. He won so fast they couldn't even keep it in the record book.
That's right. They're too fast.
So what happened? Who was,
So, Gary, you how did you find your way into MMA? Did you come to it early on, or was it something you came to after experimentation with other martial arts?
Yeah, so I was playing rugby union. So obviously coming from South Africa, where rugby union is kind of the national sport, and I managed to play that at a fairly high level. I was contracted to the Western Force Academy for a bit over in Perth, represented Australian schoolboys and Australia under 19 as well. However, our contracts were cut at the time. So because one of the main sponsors, I think, was Firepower at the time, went under. And so they had to cut a lot of the junior contracts. I also personally probably wasn't in the best headspace. There's a few things happening at home, and it's kind of similar, kind of typical fighter story, you know, just have a bit of I wouldn't say it's a rough upbringing, but an upbringing that was turbulent. I think the immigration and whatnot had a bit to do with that. And I was just being a bit of a bit silly bugger, getting in a lot of fights with my teammates and on the field as well. And so when I quit that, I was like, oh, may as well.
So the record's really 15-0.
Yeah, that's right. Started early.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing then, that's for sure. I was like, well, I need something else to do, because I went and studied a accounting and business law degree at uni, because my parents were like typical South African parents, like, we moved here for an education. So
put a bit of life.
Yeah. pretty much.
That's great. Don't let us down now. We'll send you back. Did you ever get through? We'll send you back home. You better get to school.
Man. Oh my God.
Hang on, Gaddy, you're letting us all down.
It's so true, man. It's so true. I've literally been like,
tough, aren't they? There's African parents. We'll send you back to the farm. You see how you like it back home.
Oh shit! I was like, Dad, is that you? What? No. Anyway, yeah. So then I picked up some Muay Thai at Riddler's gym in Perth, and I tried to have a few fights. They couldn't really find any guys my size, especially for the Muay Thai division. It was specifically making that transition from rugby, where I was a bigger boy. And then they had a jiu-jitsu coach. He pulled me in. I had to go at jiu-jitsu, and it was only until I got my purple belt and then moved to Sydney, continued with the jiu-jitsu route, and continued with the Muay Thai. And once I got my purple belt, I was like, all right, I think this is now or never to kind of give this MMA thing a bit of a crack. And I've just fallen in love with the sport, to be honest. I find it's the best outlet for me. It's kind of just being the best thing in terms of being able to, like, mental stimulation, physical stimulation, and also just achieving a bit of flow, I think, in that moment when you're in the cage, just feeling free. That's
amazing.
It.
So it's very much become your Zen place.
100%. Yeah, as weird as it is to sound, to say. Yeah.
And fighting for the light heavyweight title at Diamondback Fighting Championship. That's exciting. When you got the phone call up for that, were you just like, oh my God, this is amazing? Yeah, I'm in for sure. Or was there a little bit of hesitation at all?
Yeah, I was a bit shocked, because I actually got the referral from Brian Ebersol, who I had done a few privates with. Yeah. And trained a bit with him out of Kings. And Craig messaged me and was like, we're looking for a light heavyweight. And I was like, look, this is my record. I know that Damian's camp probably wouldn't be interested, knowing that I'm 1-0, but I've come from a professional footy background, would love to put on a show. Like, if he's interested, there's a body here, because I know there weren't many guys who are probably interested, given he's a bit of a killer. So just jumped at it, man. It was like, I'm 30, I'm not going to be much younger, so fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. And there is a bit more by way of footage out there of Damian Volar, your opponent, for the title. And so what have you learned from that, and where do you see your pathways to victory?
Yeah, look, I think he's obviously a great grappler as well. I think we might cancel each other out in that respects. So it might be on the feet for a bit longer than expected. Also, great judo dude. I know he's very top heavy. He's got a lot of TKOs. And I guess it's just going to be a matter of seeing what the fight unfolds. I don't really have a specific strategy to go in there and focus on a certain area. It's just really to just kind of push the pace and see whatever happens. I think it's just going to be a fight that would hopefully will be pretty evenly matched. He definitely outdoes me in the experience department, but in terms of, I guess, it actually being a fight and having that desire to win, I'm sure that could be a pretty good show for the fans and people come down to watch. So,
well, we're expecting
make it bloody.
Yeah, well, we're expecting thousands to be down at the Nord Oval, and you'll be performing right there in the cage, front and center, in front of the grandstand. There'll be, like I say, thousands of people in attendance. A really big show, a great atmosphere. So, have you given thought to some of the finer details, like perhaps what might be your walkout music for the big event? Have you whittled it down to the top three or
Sweet
four?
Caroline.
Yeah, that's a popular one. That's a real character. So, you got any personal favourites or music you've lent towards in the past, or genres perhaps?
Yeah, well, it'd be my first time even putting forward a walkout song. So I do have a walkout playlist that I've put together for sure. There's a few old school hip hop classics in there, but even maybe some less hip hop, more kind of. Do you know the song "Take Me to Church"?
Yeah.
I was thinking that one.
That'll get them going. I think. Like, what's likely to happen is, we'll announce Damian the Pooh Bear Volar, or coming for the Honey Volar, or maybe I think there might be the Honey Bear, might be another one. So you might get all three, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I hope you mix them up and call him like just Pooh Pooh Pooh.
It would just be you, one solitary clap in the VIP section. And everybody else.
What?
So we got Damian, and the crowd's going to go wild. I think every person that's related to or has ever known Damian Volar is likely to be stacked in the grandstand as the man coming from the other side of the country and walking up that race. The reason why the walkout music's important, because it might be the only thing you can hear.
I expect some hostilities for sure.
Mate, I don't know if they'll be hostile. They might just be a little bit cold. That's all. We'll try and warm them up for you, though, mate. And they'll
all be Neugebauer fans.
They will be by the end of the night, I'm sure. So one thing's for sure, they will remember the name Neugebauer.
Yes.
So I'm getting good at it now. So the more
that's right. It's fun. We've been literally before the show, we'd be going Neugebauer. Like just what you say before you go to war. Neugebauer. Let's go. It's got a ring to
it. It's like freedom. I hope it means something like that in Austrian German, perhaps.
Yeah, let's say it does.
It just means I think it means farmer or hard worker or something like that.
Yes. So Gary, you did mention before that you do have training pending in the next few moments, and we certainly don't want to hold you up. But just before you do go, how is your training changing as you're entering into the final weeks of the big fight? Are you easing off at all, or are you keeping the intensity there as you lean into the fight?
Keeping a bit of the intensity there. I think the final 2 weeks will definitely drop off. Weight's looking good. Mental's looking good. Obviously, you have a few niggles, as you should, if you're pushing any camp hard. So just kind of monitoring those. But yeah, just feeling good, feeling pumped. Just kind of keen to put on a show. And kind of just bang it out with Damian as long as possible.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And mate, none of this would be possible traveling around the country doing the things you love without the support of many. And mate, are those supporters in the gym or yourself personally that are making your MMA dreams come true for you?
Yeah, no, definitely. So obviously Luke Martin and out of Sydney West Martial Arts, my corner, my cornerman and coach. He's been unreal. My partner Paige Webley, she's been very understanding, very very patient as well. especially because I'm out in Penrith and she's in Bondi, so that can cause a bit of friction, but that's all right. The striking out at Machete Muay Thai with Reese, the head coach, he's been unreal. My nutritionist Jack from the Fight Dietitian, Ethos Performance, and also Renato's team out of UFC Rockdale. Definitely want to just thank everyone and anyone else who I haven't mentioned. I just think it's not sponsored. I'm just in this game to have some fun and see how it goes. Really, I'm not trying to push an agenda. Just be out there and enjoy the moment. And just life's short. Make the most of it.
Well, mate, anybody who sat through this podcast is going to walk away Gary Neugebauer fan. So, mate, I'm very, very hopeful. You thought I fucked that up just
I
momentarily.
did.
He was like, I don't know. Did I hear that wrong?
Loaded. I was like, yeah.
I love it when Dave texting, pretending I
almost got there.
If you fuck this up, I'm going to fuck you. Oh, fuck, that cracked me up when I watched that.
There might be one knockout in the cage. There might be one in Volar, but the old ring announcer might be on the campus, unfortunately. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Neugebauer, put your hands together one more time. Wish him all the very best with this light heavyweight bout coming up at DFC 16. Of course, that's all part of the Apex Sport Fest 3, which is that multidiscipline combat and strength sport spectacular being held at the Nord Oval on the 25th of February. We'll be there. You'll see us, and you'll also see the man on screen, Gary Neugebauer, as he fights out for the light heavyweight title. So all the very best, Gary, and we look forward to seeing you there at Apex.
Thank you, Jensen. Very grateful for the opportunity to come on your podcast, and we'll definitely spread the love. Yeah, really appreciate you both and your time.
Awesome, mate. All the very best. We'll look forward to seeing you here in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Thanks, gents. See you.